year is a great time to assess all your personal documents and plans, and those plans should include directives in case something happens to you. Preparing a will or a living will or even advanced funeral plans can reduce the burden on your loved ones. Jeff Edwards is the owner and funeral director with Edwards Funeral Services, and he joins me today with some great advice. Jeff, it's nice to see you.
Thank you, Gail.
The good year is kind of a good time to sit down and assess all these things in our life. What's the phrase? It's never going to happen to me, but you got to be prepared, don't you?
You do, and everybody wants to put this off, even myself and Beth. I mean, we've put it off, but now we realize that we need to do it because, I mean, it's a new year, and we all make resolutions
right
on the 1st, and we don't follow them on the 2nd, but this is a resolution that people need to make to just do it once, get it out of the way. A healthcare power of attorney, a living will. What's your desires if you're not able to speak for yourself in a medical situation? The healthcare power of attorney, which is just a simple document, and we have a packet that's available both from our funeral home, and the county recorder is actually who put it together. People can fill out some basic questions and have it signed, witnessed, or notarized, but it's in place in case something bad happens and you're in a hospital and you can't speak for yourself. There's a document that gives a loved one or a trusted friend the legal ability to speak on your behalf because of the instructions you've left in your living will, and then backed it up with a healthcare power of attorney to make it stand up there in the hospital.
What's interesting is you said this can all be done without an attorney, and sometimes that is what holds people back, isn't it? Thinking, I can't afford it, I don't know who to call, how to begin.
It's too complicated, I can't afford an attorney. Not that if the situation or your life is very complicated and then there's lots and lots of assets, an attorney might be needed. I don't want to discourage that, but it's a simple process, a basic living will and a healthcare power of attorney that does not require an attorney. So
how do people get this document, Jeff?
This document is a pamphlet of several different documents that the Daphne Hawk, the Franklin County Recorder, has put together. We have these available at our funeral home. They're certainly still available at the County Recorder's office. There's no charge for it.
It's a good place to start, if nothing else, right?
It is an excellent place to start, and in fact, I started mine yesterday.
I feel better that you have just started, honestly,
I have,
because there are people out there feeling guilty, and then sometimes that guilt means they procrastinate even more.
And I'm guilty of that too. I mean, do as I say, not as I do. No, I just got started, so everyone should. You should. Everyone should.
You talk about a representative for the family. What do you mean by that? Should someone have a copy of these things? Should it be someone who's related to you?
Absolutely. You want to make sure that whoever your healthcare POA or power of attorney is has a copy of it, because that's their power standing in front of a doctor. But you can also record these at the Franklin County Court Recorder's office. Mm-hmm. They'll have a little laminated card that's in your pocket that will explain where this document is at if you have recorded it. But it's something you want to share with your family and loved ones, or your funeral director if you've made your advanced funeral plans, which is another thing that you want to do. I mean, we all put it off, but most all of us don't know when our number is called. It's something to share with the funeral director too, because we can always call and we have your file, we can pull it.
What do you suggest people do when you say advanced funeral planning, even basic minimum? What would you suggest, Jeff?
At a very minimum, contact the funeral director, either go in and see him, have him come out, and just have a conversation. The push for this year for the National Funeral Directors Association is have the talk of a lifetime, which is what you want done. Mm-hmm. Makes things easier for your loved ones, and you can do your pre-need as simple as just having that conversation and sharing of information. We'll build an information file, maybe have a copy of your healthcare power of attorney or living will, and then you can also take that a step further and actually plan out your funeral or your cremation. You can put your own desires in writing, and then you can even take that a step further and pre-fund it and guarantee that what you want is paid for, and the family that's left behind is not under the
how much
the disability
I was
of
gonna
not
say.
knowing what mom would have wanted or what you would have wanted.
What a burden that takes off a family at a time when they're already suffering, obviously, because of a loss. So
Exactly.
that is a great idea.
Exactly.
Wonderful ideas that you shared today, Jeff. We hope people listen. And
We
at
hope
least
they
they
do.
start you up for that resolution. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Gail.